You know. Okay. Here we go.
Andy, you know what that music says?
Yes, sir, Amos. That music say good health to all from Rexall.
The Amos and Andy Show with Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, John Brown, Leo Cleary, Will Wright, Stan Farrar, P.B. Barnum, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Amos. You know, it's a nice feeling to be able to say something to our friends which we honestly and sincerely believe ourselves. That is why I take these few seconds at the beginning of this program to tell you about Rexall. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rexall scientists are working in the great laboratories of Rexall constantly to give you the finest in drug products. And there is no truer statement than the fact that you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Well, this evening, the Kingfish and Sapphire attended the evening services at their local church. Right now, the services are over, and the congregation is filing out of the chapel.
Reverend Thompson sure picked a wonderful subject tonight, didn't he, George? Restitution.
Yeah, that's a good subject, all right. I don't think you could find a better subject than restitution anywhere in the world. Restitution is a wonderful thing. The world would be a lot better place to live if we had more of it. Restitution. By the way, honey, what did that mean?
I ain't surprised that an ignoramus like you don't know what restitution is. It means paying back our debts, and that's honesty. And that's a subject you don't know nothing about.
Well, now, wait a minute, Chair. Is you casting infections on my honesty? Me, Simon Fewell Stevens, the Sir Galahad of Lenox Avenue? Listen, I'm just as honest as you've ever been.
What you talking about? Why, just look at the way you live. Ain't you been a gyp artist all your life?
Well,
Of course you have. And haven't you always tried to cheat and connive? You bet you have. And wouldn't you gyp your best friend if you had a chance? You sure would. And ain't you lied and cheated all your life? I'll say you have.
Looks like I lost that argument without saying a word.
George Stevens, the thing that amazes me is that you could go into that church, sit there for 2 hours, and come out of there not having gained absolutely nothing.
Certainly I gained something. Look at this hat somebody left under the seat.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, me. I wish I could go to sleep. I have tossed and turned half the night. 5 o'clock. Why can't I get to sleep? What's the trouble in here?
George.
Who that? Who that in the room here?
George, it's me, your conscience. I'm the reason you can't go to sleep.
I was blaming it on them chopped chicken livers.
George.
Come around again in the morning, will you, Conscience? I'm trying to get some sleep here.
George, that sermon on restitution was meant for you.
Say, is you by any chance in cahoots with my wife? After all, what have I done that I've got to make restitution for?
Oh, come now, George, let's not be silly.
Now, wait a minute. Don't go casting apparitions on me. I'd like you to name just one thing that I'd done, something dishonest, that I should make restitution for. Now, name just one.
All right, George, what about that time? It was exactly 12 years ago this week. You were living in Simpson's boarding house over in New Jersey.
Living in Simpson's boarding house in New Jersey? Oh, yeah, I remember that place. What did I do wrong there? Oh, wait a minute. Is you referring to the time that I hocked my wife Sapphire's gold pivot tube when I needed money?
No, George. I'm referring to something else. I'm referring to the time you sent for your friend Andy, and then you and he went down to the basement. He had a pair of pliers, and you were carrying a 3-foot length of wire.
Yes, Andy. Down the cellar steps here, boy.
Say, Kingfish, we ain't up to nothing dishonest down here, is we?
Oh, don't be silly, Andy. What could be dishonest about two fellas bridging an electric meter? Come on, Andy. Let's get busy. Meet us right over here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about this, Kingfish. Is you sure this ain't against the law?
Well, now, let's examine the thing. Electricity is a public utility, ain't it?
Yeah.
And who is the public?
We is.
There you is. I was just trying to keep them from charging me for my own juice.
Yeah, but don't the power company...
Now,
come
look,
over-
Andy, listen. Let's not examine the thing too close.
All right, boy, there sure is a lot of wires coming into this meter. Which is the live one that we got to work on?
Well, I don't know, Andy. We'll have to find out by the process of elimination, yeah.
Elimination, huh? How we do that?
Well, you just take a hold of them one by one until you come to the live one, that's all.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the way to do it, all right. Must be a leak down here someplace. Look at a lot of water down here.
Yeah, well, let's get busy, Andy. Start shuffling through the wires there, boy. Take a hold of them.
Is you sure I can't get hurt when I get hold of that live wire?
Oh, of course not, Andy. Especially if you stands in that puddle of water there. You know, water is a non-conductor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I'll stand right in the middle of the thing.
Yeah.
Now, let me start the elimination here. I'll grab them one at a time. Well, this wire ain't it. This one ain't it. This one ain't it. This one is it.
Well, how you coming, Andy? Andy, I say, how you coming? Andy, I'm speaking to you, boy. Just don't stand there with that silly look on your face. What's the matter with you? Your eyes is popping out there. Did anyone ever tell you you look like Eddie Canner? Andy, something's wrong. Say something, boy. Andy, your teeth is chattering there. You can't be cold because the water you're standing in is starting to boil. Holy Moses, you got a hold of a live wire. You can't let go. I'll pull you loose. Here, take my hand. Oh, we're loose. Oh, what a jolt. Oh, now I got a rough idea how my uncle felt when he went up to that day in Sing Sing. I'll fix that. Oh, what is you feeling in your teeth about, Andy?
Well, my filling is still pretty hot, but I guess I was all right. Kingfish, I think we got to cut out that process elimination. We're liable to mess around here till we eliminate ourselves.
Yeah, listen, Andy. I'm going upstairs and get a pair of rubber gloves, and we'll do this thing right.
Well, George, remember that? Simpson's boarding house.
Oh, yeah, Conscience. I forgot all about that. I got free electricity for 8 months that I lived there, yeah.
Yes, George. And after you left, the electric light company held Mrs. Simpson responsible. They charged her $32. She wrote you many times, but you ignored her, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did, Conscience. I guess I wasn't honest there, all right.
George, this is your chance. Go over there to New Jersey and make restitution to Mrs. Simpson, or you'll have many, many sleepless nights.
You're right, Conscience. I'm going to do that. I'm going over to New Jersey and make restitution. I'm going to toot Mrs. Simpson her $32 back.
Now, explain to me again, Kingfish, why is we going over here to New Jersey?
We is going to make restitution, Andy. Now, I'm going to pay back Mrs. Simpson the $32 that I gypped her out of by jumping the electric light meter.
Yeah, well, why'd I have to go?
Because I need someone to give me a moral support. On top of that, you was the party to the meter jumping. In other words, under the law, I was the jumper and you was the jumpee.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because I sure jumped when I hit that water.
Yeah.
But, Kingfish, you sure this is the right thing to do after all these years?
Oh, certainly, Andy. You can't get in no trouble doing the right thing.
Yeah, I guess you're right there, all right. Well, I'll go over with you to Simpson's boarding house this evening.
Yes, Andy. Things are going to be different from now on. And if that hat I picked up in church didn't fit me so good, I'd even take that back.
Excuse me, I guess you must be Lieutenant Williams. I'm Patrolman Johnson. The desk sergeant told me to report to you over here at the old Simpson place.
Oh, yes, Johnson. We're just working on a little trap here. Since this old place has been vacated, it's been broken into 3 or 4 times. The bank owns it now, and they're putting a little pressure on us to put a stop to it.
What is this trap deal, Lieutenant?
Oh, it's one we use lots of times. You see, we have this camera rigged up over the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as this doorknob is turned here, it sets off this flash bulb, and we get a beautiful picture of the housebreaker.
I see.
We also have this burglar alarm hooked up. It saves wasting a man on a job like this.
Well, I've heard about this before, Lieutenant, but I've never seen it in action.
Well, you're just in time, Johnson. I was about to give it a trial run. Here, turn the knob there. Right?
Wow. It really works, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Well, let me shut it off here. Now, hand me another bulb out of that bag there. We'll set it up again.
All right. There you are, Lieutenant.
I'll tell you one thing, Johnson. If anybody tries to break into this boarding house tonight, we'll have a picture which will give us all the evidence we'll need to convict.
Good evening. This is your Rexall family druggist with a welcome from the 10,000 independent family druggists who have made the word Rexall part of our own store names and who recommend and sell the more than 2,000 drug products made by the Rexall Drug Company. Like Rexall Plenamins, for example. The daily dosage of these famous multivitamin capsules give you 10 different vitamins, including vitamin B12, plus the nutritional extras of liver concentrate and iron. Ask for Plenamins, 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 at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
Boy, it sure is dark over here in New Jersey, Kingfish. Where's the Simpsons boarding house, anyway?
Well, the neighborhood's changed a little here, and ought to be along here somewhere. Here it is, right here. Yeah, here it is, 419.
Dark, ain't it?
Yeah.
Ain't no lights on. Maybe them public utilities are still mad about jumping that meter.
Well, Miss Simpson probably in the back somewhere. Come on, Andy, let's go up on the porch here. Yeah. Well, I'll ring the bell here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Andy, standing here looking at this doorway starting to bring back memories. Reminds me of the first little spat that me and Sapphire had. I remember the doorway particularly because the fellow that was carrying me out had a little trouble getting the stretcher through there.
Yeah. Seemed like nobody's going to answer the door.
Yeah, I'll knock you on the door. Oh, me. Miss Simpson! Miss Simpson! Well, let me try the knob here. Maybe the door is open.
Holy smoke, what was that? There was a big flash of light, Kingfish.
Yeah, I knew they were sending atomic bombs off in Las Vegas, but I didn't know they was doing nothing here in Jersey City. Yeah, that flash looked like an atomic bomb, all right.
Hey, Kingfish, did you ever hear them having an atomic bomb with a bell on it?
Yeah, lights going off, bells ringing. I don't like this whole thing, Andy.
Yeah, something tells me it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, come on, Andy. The minister said if I tried to do good, I'd see the light. But he didn't say nothing about them ringing no bells in my ear.
Kingfish, what are we doing over here in New Jersey again this morning for now? And why is we going into police station?
Well, I told you, Andy, I got a hold of Mrs. Simpson. I got to get a hold of Mrs. Simpson so I can pay her the money that I owe her. I've been calling over there in Jersey all morning, but the phone disconnected. I figured they might have some information here at the police station.
Yeah, well, I don't like going into this police station. Look at them doors there. They look like one-way doors if ever I seen any.
Listen, Andy, we ain't got nothing to worry about this time. We're just trying to do the right thing here. Now, let's get on in here.
Okay.
Yeah, sure is a long hallway here. Now, let's see if we can find somebody here. Yeah, they probably out, maybe we ought to try the missing persons first here.
Yeah, Kingfish, look here. This bulletin board. Look at all the pictures they got pinned up here. Here's a nice-looking boy. Brass Knuckles Thompson. I think he looked better from the side than the front, don't you?
Yeah, look at this one here, Andy.
Which one's that?
Yeah, the one there where it says, attention all officers. Be on the lookout for these men. Photograph a couple of crooks. A couple of desperate-looking characters there, too, ain't it?
Yeah, it looked like they stand on a porch or something. One of them got his hand on a doorknob. I wonder how they got him to pose for a picture like that.
I don't know. I just noticed, though, the big fella there has got an overcoat just like mine here. Huh. He must patronize the same store.
Yeah. He got a rip on the sleeve, the same place yours is, too. Must have patronized the same nail, too.
Yeah, well, Andy, you know men's clothes is pretty standardized. You take that fat fella there with the derby on. He wearing a hat just like yours.
Yeah. I've been studying that fat fella, Kingfish. I got a sneaking suspicion I see that face before. I got another suspicion, too. It was when I was shaving.
Yeah, let me light a match here and get a good look at these boys.
Kingfish, is you and what I think you was and?
Yeah, Andy, no doubt about it. It's us. And we is on the porch of Simpson's boarding house. And look what it's saying there. Wanted for housebreaking. Holy smokes, Andy. The cops must have set a trap of some kind for them housebreakers, and they think we is it.
Yeah, well, what must we do now, Kingfish?
Land, in the words of Napoleon, there's a time to attack and a time to retreat. And I can think of no lovelier time to retreat than right now.
Yeah, and when we walks out of here, let's walk sideways. We ain't got no profile picture of us.
Yeah, well, let's get out of here.
Uh-oh, it's a cop.
Here, look. Just lean up against the bulletin board there, sort of cover up the picture there as he goes past. Good morning, officer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, we just, a couple of taxpayers dropped in here to see if we could do anything to help the police department. I is Innocent Stevens, and this is Never Done Nothing Wrong Brown. Say hello to the man, Never.
Hello, officer.
What are you doing leaning up against that wall?
Is I leaning against the wall? No, it's so I is, yeah.
You'll have to excuse my friend here, officer. He's got what they call leaning sickness.
Leaning sickness?
Yeah, it's just like St. Vitus stands, only instead of shaking, he leans, you see.
Oh, I thought you were holding up the building.
Ha, 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 ha. That's a pretty good joke. Laugh, stupid. The officer made a joke.
Oh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Ha.
Well, officer, don't let us keep you there. I know you want to get on and start pounding the beat and everything.
Well, I do, but I was waiting to get a look at the bulletin board. I'm working on a housebreaking case with Lieutenant Williams. He told me there's a picture on the bulletin board he wanted me to see before I go on duty.
You don't happen to know the governor of New Jersey, does you, Andy?
Look, you two, I'm in a hurry and I haven't got time to...
Hey, Johnson, will you come into my office a minute?
Oh, yes, Lieutenant. Right away, sir.
Wow. Kingfish, we were so close there to going up the river, I felt like a salmon.
Yes, Andy, and in the words of the fire department, the thing to do right now is to run, not walk to the nearest exit.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait a minute, Andy. Let me rip that picture off the wall. Here. Now let's go, boy. Yeah, boy. I'm going to tell you, boys, walking me down to my apartment here was very nice.
Yeah, we sure had a close call over there in New Jersey, didn't we, Amos?
Yeah, but I still think you boys ought to go to the police and tell them the truth, that it was all a mistake. Oh, listen, Amos, how far do you think we'd get by telling the police that we was over in New Jersey to pay back a woman for bridging her electric light meter 12 years ago?
Yeah, we told them that, they'd take us out of the cell and throw us in the snake pit.
Yeah, well, you're certainly lucky that this thing happened over in New Jersey, because there ain't no one around here that could see that picture identify, you see.
Say, by the way, what'd you do with that picture anyway, Kingfish?
Oh, I took care of it, and when I got up this morning, I done threw it right in the fireplace. Yeah, well, looks like you was in the clear all right. I hope you don't have no more repercussions from this mess.
Oh, no, we in the clear all right, Amos. Believe me, I started breathing again when I got up this morning.
Yeah, well, here's my apartment. Let's get up and tell the old battle axe here. Well, I'll go up there by myself, I guess, and tell the old battle axe the mess I got into trying to make restitution. At least that'll show her that we is more honest than she is.
Yeah, well, so long, Kingfish.
Yeah, so long. Oh, the old beautiful Tennessee walls. Oh, the old. Well, get out the key here.
George, is that you? I want to talk to you.
Oh, Sapphire, I want to talk to you, too. I want to tell you just how honest I is, honey. I done went over last night to the New Jersey, to the Simpson boarding house to pay back the debt that I was owed for 12 years.
So that's what you was doing in that picture.
You mean that you found the picture in the fireplace?
That's right, George. It was only half burnt, and I thought you and Andy was trying to break into that place. Oh, dear.
Sapphire, what is you looking like that for?
Well, George, I wanted to prove that I was more honest than you is. I just done what I thought was right, George. I called the New Jersey police and told them to come and get you. I thought you and Andy was the crooks they was looking for.
Holy mackerel, why did you get into this mess in the first place? Why did I ever try to make restitution? Why did I ever let anyone talk me into it?
George?
Conscience, get away from here before I bust you right in the mouth.
Now here's your Rexall family druggist.
Whenever you start to buy aspirin, remember, there's no faster-acting aspirin made than Rexall aspirin.
But what do you mean by fast-acting?
I mean how quickly the aspirin in the tablet is free to do its job. You see, aspirin itself is too fine to hold together in tablet form, so it's bound together with an ingredient that will quickly disintegrate, break up the tablet.
Well, then the aspirin can go to work.
Exactly. And that's why Rexall scientists developed a binder so low in moisture content, it begins to break up the minute it touches water. Now, that means that when swallowed with water, the 5 full grains of pure aspirin in every Rexall tablet are ready to go to work for you even before they reach your stomach.
No wonder you say there's no faster-acting aspirin made.
And no wonder 10,000 family druggists tell you you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Holy mackerel, my wife turned me into the police. Them cops from New Jersey will be over here any minute looking for me. Let me get in here and see my lawyer, Calhoun. Say, Calhoun, I want to talk to you. Oh, excuse me, I didn't know you was on the phone.
Be with you in a minute, Kingfish. Now, don't you worry about a thing, honey. I've told you before, sweetheart. Everything gonna be all right in court. Yeah, I'll speak to you later, baby. Goodbye.
Oh, working on the case, Calhoun?
Oh, yeah. That poor girl is suing her husband for non-support. It's quite a case. I talked to her 3-4 times about the case. Took her out to dinner twice. But I tell you one thing, Kingfish. I guarantee that sweet little girl gonna win this case.
Pretty confident, ain't you?
I don't say I is. I is her husband's lawyer.
Look, Calhoun, I ain't got much time for that here now. Through a mix-up, my wife thunk that I tried to break into a house over in New Jersey, and she turned me into the police. Now, they'll be coming for me any minute. It's a terrible situation, Calhoun, because I was completely innocent. I didn't try to break into nothing. I was just trying to pay back a woman some money that I owed her. You believe me now, don't you, Calhoun?
Of course I do.
Yeah, well, what must I do?
Hide the loot before the cops get here.
Listen, Calhoun, I is innocent. Me and Andy went over there together, and the cops got both our pictures. Now, listen, Calhoun, this time, I want to get out of this mess legitimately and above the board.
You do, huh?
Now, how can I stick Andy with this whole mess?
Now you're talking my language, Kingfish. Now, let's see here. Andy's your best friend, ain't he? And I gather the boy really likes you.
Yeah, I guess I really do.
Well, now, that's the thing to do. Take advantage of your lifelong friendship. Tell him there ain't no sense in both y'all going to jail. And tell him that if he really loves you as your friend, the thing for him to do is go to jail in your place.
Yeah, that ought to be too tough. Yeah. Next time you talk to Andy, it'll be on visiting day, boy.
Well, taking the rap for his friend, he only doing what Ronald Coleman done in that picture, The Tale of Two Cities. He went to the guillotine in his friend's place. And while his friend was sailing for England with the gal that he loved, he mounted the guillotine, laid his head on the block, and uttered them famous words, Je suis à la mode qui passe à la fenêtre.
What does that mean?
What a sucker I've been.
Oh, hi, Kingfish. You say you want me to see me over here at the lodge hall.
Yes, Andy. Andy, my boy. Faithful friend, dear companion, buddy of my childhood days. Let me ask you something.
Yeah, what is it, Kingfish?
We've been through a lot together, ain't we, Andy?
Yeah.
We've had our ups and downs. We've taken the rough with the smooth, the good with the bad, and all that stuff. I guess we agree, Andy, that we'd do anything for each other, wouldn't we?
Oh, sure.
Well, I know you'd see it my way, Andy. Now, you just go up to the New Jersey police and tell them to come and get you.
Yeah, well, I'll... hold it. What is this about the police coming to get who?
Listen, Andy, the New Jersey police done found out that we was the culprits that was culping around Mrs. Simpson's boating house. Now, they're coming after us. But there ain't no sense in both of us going. Ain't no sense in having killed two birds with one stone.
Well, I agrees with you there, but seems that you is the illogical robin to get in the cage.
Oh, let me explain this to you, Andy. You see, we was in this thing together. Now, suppose I went and took the rap for you and I went to jail. While I was sitting up there in solitary confinement, gnawing on a crust of bread, sleeping, standing up, you'd be walking around free in the sunshine.
Yeah, I guess I would.
But, Andy, knowing that we was in this thing together, wouldn't you start to feel remorseful? Wouldn't you be tortured by the thought that you had let me go up there in your place?
Yeah, I guess I would. But, Kingfish, if I was sitting up there in jail, wouldn't you be walking around feeling the same torture?
Of course I wouldn't, Andy. You know, I is a bigger rat than you is, you see?
Yeah. You know, I don't know what happened here, but it seemed like going to jail is the only right thing for me to do. But I don't know about this, Kingfish. Jail is a pretty awful thing.
Oh, what you talking about, Andy? That's just a lot of propaganda put out by the convicts. Yeah, they don't want to let no one else know the good thing they got.
You mean jail is a good thing? Boy, the ones I has always seen has got high walls and fellas walking around with guns.
Yeah, well, that's only a front, Andy. Inside is a regular country club. Of course, I admit that there is some hardship. Some of the older cells is a little too small for the 19-inch television. A few of the boys have strained their eyes on the 10 inches.
No fooling. I had no idea they was living in the lapdog of luxury up there like that.
Oh, certainly, Andy. Life in jail is one of the most cultural experiences a man can go through. Think of the high-class people you'll meet up there. Bankers, brokers, politicians, army officers, 5%ers. Oh, you'll be mingling with the cream of society up there.
Yeah. Say, maybe they wouldn't take a bum like me, you know it?
Oh, I think I could pull some strings and get you in. If you got a break, Andy, they might even send you to Alcatraz.
But wait a minute, though. I thought that was the toughest prison in the whole country.
Oh, no. Right there on the water? Andy, they got a waiting list a mile long there. They even had fellas break in there from San Quentin.
Yeah. Ain't that out on an island someplace?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's a beautiful place there. That's the beauty of it. You see, you wake up in the morning with the smell of fish and seaweed wafting into your cell window.
Ah.
Then in the evening, as the sun sets over the death house, you hear the joyous laughter of the boys that went stir crazy. Oh, I tell you, Andy, just like being on the Riviera.
You know, I wish them police would hurry up and get here, you know it?
Yes, Andy, you was the one to go, all right. I tell you wait a minute, I get it. Hello, Mr. Nice to see Lodge Hall.
Hello, I'd like to speak to the man who the New Jersey police are looking for. The one whose wife turned him in.
Oh, yes, Mr. Officer. He's right here. You can come over and put the handcuffs on him now.
No, I'm not from the police department. I'm a newspaper reporter.
Newspaper?
Yes, we got the whole story from the man's wife. We've checked the story, and it's true. We think it's a wonderful human interest story. A man who, after 12 years, attempts to pay back a debt and falls an innocent victim to the police. Oh, it's going to make quite a story. You know, modern Diogenes jail. Oh, it'll make a wonderful human interest story.
Yeah, it might have done.
Yes, sir. I've talked to several of the civic groups, and they're behind the thing 100%. And the police are only too happy to drop the charges. We're contacting the mayor this afternoon. I tell you, this is a big thing. A man who puts honesty above everything else. Why, it'll sweep the country.
Yeah.
I'd like to come over right away and interview this hero.
Yeah, sir. Well, that'll be fine. Come right on over.
Okay.
What'd the newspaper man want on the phone, Kingfish?
Oh, nothing, Andy. He just want to know if I want to renew my subscription.
Yeah, well, getting back to this jail stuff now.
Oh, forget it now, Andy. There's been a change in plans.
Yeah, but you said I was going to get to go to Alcatraz, be on the Riviera, and everything else.
Listen, Andy, why don't you don't try to horn in on this thing. If you want any glory, you go on out and commit your own crime.
But listen, Kingfish.
Get out of here. I expect a man to drop in here any minute and make me a hero. Now get on.
Stevens, on behalf of the New Jersey Police Department, we extend our most sincere apologies for this error. We regret this most unfortunate incident.
Don't mention it, Lieutenant. It ain't nothing that any other clean, living, upright American man wouldn't do. Ha, 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 ha.
Mr. Stevens, on behalf of the Boys Clubs of New York City, I present you with this merit badge of honesty and integrity. You have set a fine example for the Boys Clubs everywhere. I thank you.
Mr. Stevens, on behalf of the mayor of the city of New York, I would like to say how proud we are of your gracious act in paying back a debt that has long since been forgotten by everybody except you. This story of your honesty has been carried all over the country, and we as New Yorkers are proud of you. And we hereby declare this to be Honest George Stevens Day and present you with this key to the city of New York.
Thank you, sir. Ups it is. I didn't think it was quite that heavy. Well, let me get on in the department here. I got the key to the city, letters of commendation, a merit badge, this free box of Girl Scout cookies. And on top of that, I bet my picture and story was in 19 different newspapers. I bet everyone that ever known me read about it. Well, I'll get on in the house here. Sapphire must be having a reception in my honor.
George, out in the hall. I want to talk to you.
Well, Sapphire, I see you having a reception in my honor. When I decided to make restitution to that woman over in New Jersey, I really started something, didn't I, honey?
I'll say you did. Them people in there is 65 of your old creditors who read the newspaper, and they all expect restitution.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to visit your friendly Rexall drugstore.
See you next Sunday.
Good night.
Hi,
Hiya, beautiful.
Get lost, Bristlepuss. You need a shave.
But I have shaved. What else can I do?
Silly boy, you can go Stag.
Go Stag? Why?
Because Stag is Rexall's exclusive line of men's good grooming aids, like Stag Brushless Shave Cream. No fuss, no massage, just smooth it on, and presto, you get a clean, close, face-happy shave. Join the Stag line at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
Yes. To make girls care, go Stag.